Friends, this is Ashish. Happy Makar Sankranti to all. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Pragya. Here in this channel, I will provide you the answers to the previous question asked in the various TET exams, specifically in the OSS TET 2018 exam. So this module contains the relevant explanation to the problems and some theories related to that, and some numericals to be practiced at home by yourself. So these theories and explanation and numericals not only meant for the examinees which are those are preparing for TET exams, but also for other competitive exams like CTET, DSSB, and KBS and BS exams. So without wasting much time, let's begin. Here is the first question of this series. It is from Unit 1, relative velocity. Given the relative velocity of B with respect to A is 30 centimeter per second, and due to north, and that of C with respect to B is 30 centimeter per second due to west. We can represent this vectorically by vector diagram, as we know velocity is a vector which can't be added algebraically. It can be added only by proper triangle law of vector addition or parallelogram law of vector addition. We are supposing north direction to be this direction, so velocity of B with respect to A is 30 centimeter per second due to north. Velocity of C with respect to B is 30 centimeter per second due to west. So velocity of C with respect to A is to be determined by the theory of relative velocity. We know that from the concept of relative velocity, VCA is equal to VCB minus VAB, but we have given VBA, not AB. So we can exchange B and A. That will give VCA as VCB plus VBA. From this we can only calculate the magnitude of VCA but not the direction. For this we have to apply the triangle law of vector addition that is given here. What it is given? VCA is 30 centimeter square plus 30 centimeter square plus 2 into 30 into 30 into cos of theta. Theta is the angle between the two vectors, or here two velocities. Two velocities are in 90 degree with each other. So we put cos 90, and we know cos 90 value is 0. So we get VCA is 30 root 2. This is the magnitude. And direction we can calculate from this is the north direction, this is the south direction, this is the west direction, and this is the east direction. We are only meant by north and south direction. We can change northwest, northeast, or southwest, southeast. That's why velocity of C with respect to A is northwest direction. Yeah, we got the result. And related theories. What are the related theories? The related resultant velocity of A and B will be velocity of A plus velocity of B, the modulus is equal to velocity of A square plus velocity of B square plus 2BA BB cos theta. And tan alpha, alpha is the angle between velocity of B and the resultant, is given by this. So what here we can get, it is exactly like the general case of relative velocity, with the only difference is VB is to be replaced by minus VB. Relative velocity and resultant velocity, the difference is VB is replaced by minus VB. Extra, what is extra we gain from this question? These are the formulas we know from the basic concepts. Average speed is equal to delta T is distance traveled by time interval, or distance by time. That instantaneous speed is ds by dt, or at any instant of time. Average velocity is same, total displacement, total time. We know that velocity is a vector quantity, so displacement is a vector quantity, so that we get velocity is a vector quantity. Instantaneous velocity, same, dr by dt. Average acceleration is velocity by time or total change in velocity by total time. Instantaneous acceleration is dv by dt, same as instantaneous velocity and instantaneous speed. I will answer these problems. I have put here the answers and the hints, so it will be easier to solve. And I will provide you the answers and explanation in my next videos. Keep supporting. Let's go to the next question. Here is the next question. This is the question from kinematics, laws of motion. This is a very interesting topic. So here the question about a sleeping dog starts running with a uniform acceleration of 2 meters per second square when a rabbit crosses it in a straight narrow passage. It catches the rabbit after covering 36 meters. What is the distance covered by the dog in the last second? Here we require only two formulas that are laws of motions. The laws of motions, from the laws of motions, you have to only remember one thing, that the laws of motions can be only applied only when the acceleration is either constant or uniform. Given the question, here also given in the question that the acceleration is uniform acceleration. So nothing to think, you can proceed. So we have to apply two formulas. Here the s is equal to ut plus half at square, and the formula for distance traveled during the nth second. Here the given the dog was what? Initially at rest or sleeping. So here its initial velocity u is 0 and acceleration is 2 meters per second square. Okay, and it has traveled how much distance? It has traveled 36 meter distance, that is s is equal to 36 to catch the rabbit. We can put here in the equation s equal to ut plus half at square and can calculate t is 6 seconds. From this t, I can make you understand better in a better way. See, this is the total distance 36 meter traveled by the what? Dog. But it has covered the 36 distance in 6 seconds. 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second and 6 second. It is asked you to calculate the distance it covered in the last second. Last second means in the 6th second. So here n is equal to n. We can put here the value of n is equal to what? 6. Okay, so and put n equal to 6 and we can get the answer. The distance traveled by the dog in the last second is 11 meters. Okay, what is the theory related to this? I have written the theories related to this as the equations of motion under constant or uniform acceleration. We know this, we all know this. Okay, the extra is very important. What about these extras? This is about for an object thrown vertically upward. When an object thrown vertically upward, it travels in a straight line motion. Only straight line motion. We have projectile motion, that is motion in a plane. But here in an object thrown in a vertically upward, that is straight line motion. Here these are the formulas. Maximum height attained. What is the maximum height attained? Is h equal to u square by 2g. What is the time we reach the highest point? T1 is u by g. This is the time required to reach the highest point and time required to reach the lowest point. We can add this to find the total time taken to reach the top and then return to the ground is 2u by g. And the time taken to reach the ground when dropped from a height h. So when we drop a ball or something from a height h, then the time required by it to hit the ground is t is 2h by g under root. Okay, then velocity with which the body reaches the ground is 2gh root over. Okay, relative velocity of body A with respect to body B, I have told last year. that BAB is equal to BA minus BB. Okay, and the resultant velocity is BA plus B equal to BA plus BB. These are the numericals. You have to the third question. The third question is from optics. Image formed by a lens. Okay, we know that image formed by a lens may be a real image or a vertical image. Sorry, a virtual image. A lens produces. There are only four positions of the object, so that we get a real image of the. Okay, so out of the positions, these are object at infinite and image at between f and f dash. This is. And the second case, object beyond 2f and image between f dash and 2f dash. You have to only remember these things when the object image will be formed as real and where is the object. It's 2f object and image at 2f dash. Object between 2f and f and image between 2f dash. So out of these four possibilities, the question asked, what is the minimum distance between an object and its real image formed by a convex lens of focal length f? Then what will be the minimum distance out of these four cases? You just intuit that the minimum distance will be in case of the object placed at 2f, so that the image will be formed at 2f dash. The total distance, if the focal length of the lens will be f, then the total distance between the object and the image will be 4f, and that will be minimum, because in other cases, if object is infinite, then you can't calculate the minimum distance. Okay, so the answer will be the distance between the object and its image will be minimum in case of object 2f, and the distance will be what, 4f, where f is the focal length of the convex lens. What theory related? We know the theory about the lens formula or thin lens formula. What is thin lens formula? 1 by f equal to 1 by b minus 1 by u. We know that u is the object distance and b is the image distance. And magnification, how magnified the image is formed in comparison to that of the object. That is, m is equal to I by o. I is the height of the image and o is the height of the object. So I by u equal to b by u. B is the image distance, you know, and u is the object distance. But in case of concave mirror, we know m is equal to minus v by u. Okay, so other two formulas of convex lens magnification is m equal to f by f plus u. Sorry, f by f plus u for convex lens and f minus b by f for concave lens. Here in the case of concave mirror, it is f by f minus u. Okay, and it is minus b by u in case of concave mirror. Okay, what we extra get here? Extra get here that concave lens is of diverging lens. Okay, and convex lens is of converging lens. So in case of concave lens, what is the object position and image position will be object at infinite, then virtual image at focus, and object at any other position, then the image will be between f or f dash and o. Okay, these are the three problems, and I have given the hints also, so it will be easier to be most interesting Young's double slit experiment and intensity distribution in Young's double slit experiment. We know that intensity is directly proportional to amplitude square. Okay, so maximum intensity will be given only when the two amplitudes will be added up, and minimum intensity will be given only when the two intensities will be subtracted. So Imax is directly proportional to a1 plus a2 whole square, and Imin is directly proportional to a1 minus a2 whole square. So according to the given question, what given question? Given in the question, Imax is to Imin is 49 is to 9. See here, the ratio is a type of root over square root. So we can calculate the Imax is to Imin is a1 plus a2 square divided by a1 minus a2 square. But here the two amplitudes are not a1 and a2. Here given the two amplitudes are a and b. So Imax is to Imin is a plus b whole square by a minus b whole square is given 49 by 9. So under root both sides, then we can get a plus b by a minus b is equal to 7 by 3. Comparing both sides, we can get a plus b equal to 7 and a minus b equal to 3. Solving the two equations, we can calculate the values of a and b. A and b are the amplitudes, but corresponding to these amplitudes, the intensity are a square and b square respectively. So Ia is to Ib will be 25 is to 4. You have to only remember here the equation that intensity is directly proportional to amplitude square. These formula will lead you to solve all the problems. Okay, and given here Ia is greater than Ib, you make clever so that you are required only to calculate one value, that is 25. If we get 25, then out of the four options, only D option has 25, that is Ia is greater than Ib. You need not require to calculate the other intensity value. So this is the answer, and the theory related to this is what? The resultant amplitude of two superposing waves having phase difference phi between them. That is, if two waves, we superimpose two waves, okay, having amplitudes a1 and a2, so that the resultant amplitude will be this, what? A1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. Here phi is the phase difference between the two waves. Okay, accordingly we can calculate the intensity. We know that intensity is directly proportional to amplitude square. Squaring both sides, square this side and square this side, then a square equal to I. A1 square is I1, a2 square is I2, like this. Okay, we get this formula. You are required to only, I said that you are required to only memorize single formula. I is directly proportional to a square. That's enough. Then this is the extra. What is extra? We know that intensity is directly proportional to amplitude square, and also intensity is cos square phi by 2. This formula, intensity is cos square phi by 2. This is for higher level. Okay, phi is here also the phase difference. So, and if the slit width are W1 and W2, then intensity ratio will be W1 by W2. Okay, this is here in all formula you can put I1 by I2 is equal to W1 by W2, so that you can get the same result. Here is the extra formula, and I have given, okay, I have given the extra formulas, and these are the three problems you are required to solve. Okay, next go to the pole movement at the equatorial line, and we know that dipole moment. This is the question from electric dipole moment. We know that what is dipole? Dipole consists of two equal and opposite charges separated by small distance. Okay, consider a dipole, and dipole moment P is equal to Q, charge of either of the charges into distance between them. Okay, we know that the electric field at a point on the equatorial line of a dipole is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by y square plus a square whole to the 3 by 2. and here A is the midpoint or distance by of the two charges, minus q and plus q, and y is the point of observation from the center of the dipole. Okay, y is the distance between point from the center of dipole, and a is the distance of any charge from the center of dipole. But given y is very greater than a, so we can neglect what? A square in comparison to y, and we get EP, that is electric field at P is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 P by y cube. This is only the magnitude of electric field, but in a more correct notation, that is electric field is a vector quantity, so we can represent vectorically by denoting in a proper negative sign with it. So this negative sign only shows the direction of field is in opposite direction to that of the dipole moment. This is only the concept, but you can write the magnitude only P by 4 pi epsilon 0 y cube. But here in the options, there is also an option carrying what? Negative sign, this and this. So sorry, there is a mistake, and these are yq in the denominator. Okay, got it? So the theory, what the theory related? What's the theory related? We know the dipole moment. I told you last. I have dipole moment P is equal to Q into 2a. Q is the charge of the either of the charges, and 2a is the distance between the two charges. And electric field of a dipole at a point on its axis. Axis means the line joining the two dipoles, and equatorial means perpendicular to the line joining the two dipoles. Okay, so EP is equal to P by 4 pi epsilon 0 2y by r square minus a square whole square. This is the dipole electric field of a dipole at a point on its axis. Okay, what is the extra? This is the extra, that a dipole constitute a torque in a non-uniform electric field, but in a uniform electric field it will not constitute a torque, and the force experienced by the dipole will be what? 0. Okay, next I have given 3 problems. This is a question from image formation by spherical mirrors. It is asked about the object position, so that image position will be erect and magnified for a concave mirror. We know that from this object position of object, position of image, size of image, and nature. This you have to remember. Within focus, if you place the object between the pole and the focus, so image will be formed behind the mirror, and enlarged image, and virtual and erect. Virtual means same side as that of the object. Only case of concave mirror, this is the only case of concave. You have to remember this. This is the only case of concave mirror in which we get virtual and erect image. But in all other cases, the nature of the image will be real and inverted. You have to remember those two things, that we get complementary pair. That is complementary pair what? Virtual and erect, and real and inverted. Virtual, erect, real and inverted. What is theory related to this? Convex mirror is a diverging property, always forms virtual and erect. That is used in the automobile rear view. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. You have seen it. Okay. Then concave mirror. Concave mirror, converging property, can form virtual, erect, real and inverted. I have said that earlier. Virtual, with virtual we get erect, with real we get what? Inverted, and also magnified as well as diminished image. So this fulfills all the desires. Concave mirror fulfills all the desires. So except in case of automobile view mirror, rear view mirror, in all other cases like car headlight, torch, saving mirror, solar cooker, dentist mirror, we are using concave mirror. Okay. The extra is mirror formula, we know it well. 1 by f equal to 1 by u plus 1 by v, and linear magnification is m equal to I by o. I have said it earlier in the second or third question. Okay, here is the 3 questions out of his. All are important questions, short questions for competitive exams. Okay, just RLC circuit. Okay, we know that RLC circuit means circuit containing AC circuit containing either resistor or capacitor or inductor or all of these at a time. But if here question is asked about a capacitive circuit, that circuit AC circuit contain only capacitor. Okay, then it is asked about what is the reactance. The resistance or resistor works as resistance in a resistive circuit, as that or as like that capacitor and inductor also works as a resistor in case of capacitive circuit and inductive circuit. So we know that Xc is the capacitive reactance, XL is the inductive reactance. Value is 1 by omega c in case of capacitive reactance, and XL is omega L in case of inductive reactance. So we know that omega equal to 2 pi f. F is a linear frequency. Given linear frequency is 50 Hz. So resistance we can calculate from this formula. Which formula? This formula. I have written in case of AC circuit containing only a capacitor called purely capacitive circuit, the capacitive reactance is Xc equal to 1 by omega c, plays the same role as a resistance does in the purely resistive circuit, where omega is the frequency of AC source and omega is equal to 2 pi f. X equal to 1 by omega c, 1 by omega equal to 2 pi fc. We can put all the values, and to given the capacitance of 2 microfarad. 2 microfarad means 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 farad. Okay, what is theory related to this? Theory related to this, I have told you earlier, peak value of current in purely capacitive circuit is I naught equal to peak value of EMF epsilon naught pi 1 by omega c. We know that I equal to V by R. V is the epsilon naught is the EMF and R is the reactance 1 by omega c. That is, if we put omega is equal to 0, then Xc reactance is infinite. This is the case of DC source. But in case of circuit containing only an inductor, that is purely inductive circuit, I naught equal to E naught by omega L. I have told earlier, inductive reactance XL equal to omega L. Okay, here the component omega L plays the role that of the resistive. That is okay. So extra is I naught sin omega t. In case of purely resistive circuit, the current is same that of EMF. We here see here I is I naught sin omega t and EMF epsilon naught sin omega t, both having no phase difference. That's why there is no phase difference between E and I. But in case of purely capacitive circuit, what I equal to I naught cos omega t or sin omega t plus pi by 2. This is the trigonometry. Okay, so that your current leads the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2. In case of purely inductive circuit, I equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2. So current lags behind the EMF by pi by 2. Okay, these are the 3 problems I have given you. Solve please. Then moving to the Lorentz force. You know that what is Lorentz force? What is Lorentz force? Lorentz force is the force experienced by a positive test charge moving with velocity v, possessing or passing through a point in a magnetic field. Is given by the force is given by Q into V cross P. याद रखना what? V cross P, velocity cross product with the magnetic field. Here given the magnetic field is 5 kgf Tesla and velocity 3 I cap plus 4 j cap meter per second. We can cross product these two. Okay, I cross k is minus j and j cross k is plus I cap. So we can get the result F equal to 4 I cap minus 3 j cap Newton. Okay, force on that force unit is Newton. So theory related, what the theory related? The magnitude of magnetic induction is given by F equal to B QV sin theta. So B is equal to F by QV sin theta. Theta is the angle between B and B. Then the relation between magnetic field and magnetizing field. Magnetic field and magnetizing field. Magnetizing field is the field that magnetizes the magnet, is the magnetizing field. B vector equal to mu naught H. Mu naught is the magnetic permeability of free space. 4 pi into 10 to the minus 7. So electric and magnetic forces on a moving charge, that is Lorentz force. Lorentz force is the force that experienced by a charged particle moving in both electric and magnetic field. It's given by, we know that F is equal to I L cross B. Total force is F equal to I L cross B. Okay, where direction of L is equal to direction of current and magnitude of F equal to Bill sin theta. याद रखना Bill sin theta. Okay, F maximum equal to Bill if theta equal to 90 degree, sin 90 equal to 1. L equal to length of the conductor in the magnetic field. Then we got the famous law, Biot-Savart's law. Okay, Biot-Savart's law is talks about the current element, magnetic field associated with a current element. The magnitude of magnetic field dV vector at a point P due to a current carrying element dl is given by mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. This is the magnitude, and vectorically dV vector equal to mu naught I by 4 pi dl vector cross r vector by r cube. Mu naught is the permeability of free space, 4 pi and 10 to the minus 7 Henry per meter. Okay, theta is the angle between dl and r vector. Moving to the next question. This is the question from Kepler's law of planetary motion. We all know about it. Okay, T square is proportional to AQ. T square is the time period of revolution of any satellite or planet around the sun or satellite around the earth. This you can note that this is the Kepler's law for planetary motion, that is so planets around the sun, but you can apply in the case of satellites moving around the earth. Okay, don't require to say much about that. T square is proportional to AQ, where A is the semi-major axis of the elliptical orbit. If it is not given that the axis is elliptical, or given it is a circular path, you can take circle's radius as RQ. Okay, so by this you can calculate what is the time period required revolution for Saturn in years. Okay, the two other laws of Kepler are given by, the first law is called the law of what? Orbits, and the second law is called law of areas. Okay, law of orbit says that the orbit of a planet relative to the sun lies in a plane containing the sun. It is an ellipse with the sun at one of its foci. This is the first law. Second law is the radius vector from the sun to the planet sweeps out equal areas in equal intervals of time. याद रखना, equal areas in equal interval of time. This is the law of area. Okay, this is the extra, you can take it. If the orbit of an ellipse R is replaced by semi-major axis A, I have said it earlier. If it is a circle, then replaced by R. Okay, I am given 3 important problems you required to solve this. Moving to the next question, question number 10. This is the projectile motion. Very easy question, only one line to remember and you can answer this. One line is have giving you directly the line. Theory related important note. What important note? While horizontal ranges are same. This is while horizontal ranges are same, whether the angle of projection is theta or 90 minus theta, that is angles are complementary to each other, but the time of flight will not be the same. This we can prove from the question. Okay, question says having same horizontal range, what is the ratio of their maximum height? Okay, first the projectile is projected with an angle 30 degree and next it is projected with a different angle, but it not given the angle. You have to calculate this angle so that the maximum range will be same. So we have the formula for same horizontal range is r equal to u square sin theta by g mod of g. So as we know, u and g are same in both cases. Given in question u is same, g we know that same. So for both theta equal to what? 30 degree and 60 degree, the value of sin theta will be what? Root 3 by 2. You have to introduce this. For both theta equal to 30 degree and 60 degree, the value of sin theta will be same. So in the first case, the projectile is projected at 30 degree angle, and in the second case, the projectile is projected at 60 degree angle. Okay, so that they will achieve the same horizontal range. So the ratio of their maximum height, you can put the formula and get the answer. Maximum height formula is u square sin square theta by 2g. Okay, so you can calculate it will be 1:3. Then the two other formulas, the total time of flight, this is, and the time of ascent to reach the highest point is this, u sin theta by g. What is the extra? Extra is the magnitude of velocity at time t, the magnitude of velocity of the projectile at any time t is given by this, u square plus g square t square minus 2 u mod of g t sin theta, and tan phi is the angle of the velocity, angle with which velocity makes horizontal. Okay, these are the three problems. Then this we know that what Gauss law says about closed surface. The electric flux linked with a closed surface enclosing a charge is given by the Gauss law. So according to Gauss law, the surface integral of the electrostatic field E over any closed surface of enclosing a volume V in vacuum is proportional to the net charge inside that closed surface. That is the constant of proportionality being 1 by epsilon naught. This is the formula. E dot ds closed integral over a closed surface S is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Q is the total net charge enclosed by the surface. Here is the previous question. Hollow spherical shell of radius 40 cm contains charges 3q and minus 3q. That is total net charge what? 3q minus 3q equal to 0. So there will be no flux linked with the spherical surface. Okay, what is the theory related? We know that there are three types of charge distribution: linear charge distribution, surface charge distribution, and volume charge distribution. These electric field due to linear charge distribution is equal to equal to lambda by what? 2 pi epsilon naught r. Similarly, lambda, what is lambda? Lambda is the line charge density. Similarly, electric field due to an infinite non-conducting thin plane sheet of charge. Thin plane sheet of charge, what is electric field equal to sigma by twice epsilon 0. Sigma is the surface charge density or charge per unit area. Similarly, volume charge density is charge per unit volume. Okay, then this is the important formula you have to remember. The electric field due to a thin spherical shell of charge. Okay, electric field due to thin spherical shell is equal to E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. Electric field due to thick charged conducting plate having two sides, conducting plate having two sides is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Okay, and the potential, what is the potential? Electric potential due to a point charge, B equal to kq by r. It is easy to remember, B equal to kq by r. Okay, potential at point B due to a point charge satellite. Okay, question asked about what is the physical property of the geostationary satellite is common with that of the earth. Maximally one thing must be there in case of geostationary satellite, that the angular velocity of the satellite must be or should be same as that of the earth. First, angular velocity must be same. The other two conditions are direction of rotation should be also be the same, and the orbital plane of the satellite should lie in the equatorial plane of the orbit. Okay, these are the two datas. The orbital radius of a geostationary satellite is this, and the orbital velocity of geostationary satellite is this. Okay, geostationary satellite, what we can call as a geostationary satellite. Geostationary satellite or geosynchronous satellite is also called, this is synchronous communication satellite, SYNCONS. Synchronous communication satellite are useful for transmission of TV programs, radio and telephone talks. Okay, other satellites, what are other satellites? The uses of other satellites are scanning earth contours, forecasting strategic locations, weather, spying, etc. Okay, what are polar satellites? Polar satellites are orbit, those satellites orbit around the earth, keeping the two poles in their orbital planes. What is theory related? This is the most important theory, escape velocity. In Odia it is called se gale je gale au parileni, ତାଙ୍କ ନା ତାପର ଦିନ ପେପରରେ ବାହାରିବ. Okay, theory related means escape velocity. What? It's the minimum speed with which, if a given body is placed on Earth's surface, will take it to infinite, means that it will escape the Earth's influence forever. B is equal to the relative velocity, the velocity with which it must be projected is 2gme by r under root. M is the mass of Earth, r is the radius of Earth, or 2 small g r, capital G and small g. Capital G a universal gravitational constant, that's value is 6.67 10 to the minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Mass of Earth is 598 into 10 to the 24 kg, and the radius of Earth you know. This velocity is 11.2 km per second. This is the standard value. You have to remember, V is escape velocity of Earth's surface from Earth's surface is 11.2 km per second. Okay, the extra theory is important. The relation between orbital velocity and escape velocity. Orbital velocity relation between orbital velocity and escape velocity is P is root of V naught. That means if we increase the orbital velocity, if we include 2 times, the satellite will run away to infinite, that it will achieve escape velocity. Okay, the 3 problems are given. Next, problem from EMF induced in a coil, in a rotating coil. The EMF induced, this is a theory of Lenz's law. Okay, Lenz's law in case of change in flux will constitute an EMF in a rotating coil. So given the magnetic flux linked with a small surface area A in the uniform magnetic field is given by phi B equal to P dot A, B A cos theta. This will be maximum only when cos theta is equal to 1 at 0 degree. That is the uniform magnetic field acting perpendicular to the plane of the surface. Okay, so maximum flux will be B into A, that is given what, 6 B and A, B given 1 Tesla, and area given 6 meter square. So maximum flux linked will be 6 Weber. Okay. After rotation for 0.15 second, the flux is reduced by 25%. Flux is reduced by 25%. Reduced by, याद रखना, reduced by means if we take 1 as the total value, then reduced by 20%. 1 minus 25%. 25% is 0.25. Okay. Then the reduced value will be, change in the flux will be 5V in the initial case, 5B dash in the second case. 6 minus 4.5 is equal to 1.5 Weber. Okay. Then there is a change in the flux, so there must be an EMF according to what? Lenz's law. And the EMF is equal to d phi by dt. D phi means change in flux by change in time. Change in flux is 1.5 and 0.15 is the time of change. So that this is 10 volt. The answer in this question is 10 volt, but in the options there is no 10 volt. So I am marked it is a star, मतलब आंसर नहीं आया था एग्जाम में. Okay. Theory related, Faraday law of electromagnetic induction. Faraday given two laws. The first law, whenever there is a change in magnetic flux linked with a circuit, whenever there is a change in magnetic flux linked with a circuit, an EMF is induced in the circuit, and consequently the EMF constitutes a current in the induced circuit. Okay. However, it lasts only as long as the magnetic flux is changing. Okay. Second law is also called Faraday. Second law is epsilon is equal to, or EMF is equal to d phi by dt. So the Lenz's law says the direction of the induced EMF, it is important. Lenz's law is important. The direction of induced EMF or induced current is such that it opposes the cause which producing it. The direction of current will oppose the cause which produces. Okay. In extra section, we can add off the Faraday law and Lenz's law as epsilon equal to minus k d phi by dt. If there is n turns of the coil, so we can take k equal to 1 for single coil and n for multiple or n number of coils. Moving to the next question, progressive wave. Very easy chapter, wave equation. Okay, we know that the general form of wave equation is y equal to a sine omega t minus kx plus phi naught. This is omega t minus, this is the general form of wave equation, omega t minus kx plus phi naught, where omega is the angular frequency, is given by 2 pi into linear frequency small f, and k is the circular wave number equal to 2 pi by lambda. Lambda is the wavelength, or 2 pi sigma. Okay. T is the time period, phi naught is the constant phase. Okay. We, in case of a trigonometry function, we consider after the function, that part we consider as the phase. If it is not given in the question, the phase of the wave, we have to consider the part after the sine or cosine function. Okay. But in phase difference, we have to calculate the difference between this. Okay. Time period is t, lambda is the wavelength. This is the basic or general form of the equation. But question given a equation, this y equal to what? Y equal to 60 sine, this one, sorry, this one. Okay, 60 sine. Then comparing, a is equal to 60, omega is what? Omega t. In addition to small t, what it is, that will be the omega. So omega will be omega equal to 2 pi f equal to 6 pi by 3, so that omega equal to 2 pi, f equal to 1, and k equal to, here in the case, k equal to what? into pi by 3 x, k equal to pi by 3. So k equal to 2 pi by lambda equal to pi by 3, pi equal to, sorry, lambda equal to 6. Okay, so wavelength lambda equal to 6 unit, frequency equal to 1 unit. What is theory related? Not much theory in a standard form of progressive wave equation. If the, this is important, in the progressive wave equation, if the signs of the terms containing small t and small x are same, omega t and x are same, signs containing t and x are same, then the wave is moving in the negative direction of x-axis. But if they are opposite, then the wave is moving in the positive direction of x-axis. Okay, considering this omega t and minus kx. Okay, the extra is the relationship between particle velocity u and wave velocity v. A wave consisting of particles, so there must be a particle velocity and the totally a wave velocity. So the relation between is u is equal to minus v dy by dx, and particle acceleration a equal to minus omega square y. If this is the case of simple harmonic motion, a is equal to minus omega square y. This is a equal to minus omega square y. That is, acceleration is proportional to the negative displacement. This is the differential equation of progressive wave. d square y by dt square equal to v square d square by dx square. This is important. What is the energy transported by a progressive wave, or intensity of a progressive wave, is 2 pi square f square a square v into rho. F square is linear frequency, a is amplitude of the wave, v is velocity of the wave, rho is the medium in which the wave is propagating. Okay, moving to the next question, question number 15. Magnetic, this is from topic magnetic field due to a circular loop and solenoid. You have only here only you require to remember the formulas. Okay, the magnetic field due to a current carrying circular loop at its center of n turns. Okay, given a circular loop, we have to find the magnetic field at the center. The formula is B equal to mu 0 Ni by 2a. If n is the number of turns of the coil, sorry, circular loop. But given in the first case, there is no second turn, only single turn, so n equal to 1. But in case of second case, there is the number of turns is what? 2. Number of turns 2, so that if we make the same length of the wire to be a circular loop of radius, will decrease by 2. Okay, first case the radius will be a, let, and the second case radius will be a by 2 if we make the same length as 2 turns. Okay, so here I put a equal to 2. In case of 2a, I put 2a by 2. Okay, a is the what? Radius of the circular loop. So we get b1. b1 is the magnetic field in the second case. b1 is equal to 4b. Okay, as the wire is made to bend into loop of 2 turns, so radius becomes 1 by 2. What the theory related? Theory related is the magnetic field at the center of a semicircular loop carrying current I of n turns is equal to mu 0 Ni by 4a. This is the half of the previous case. But magnetic field due to an infinite long current carrying straight wire is this, mu equal to mu 0 I by 2 pi r, where r is the perpendicular distance of point of observation from the infinite wire. Similarly, the field due to a current carrying straight wire of finite length is this, mu 0 I by 4 pi r sin alpha plus sin beta. Sorry, alpha and beta are the angles respectively subtended by the ends in the direction of current at P. Okay, this is the case of magnetic field due to a current carrying circular loop at its axis at any point of its axis. So B equal to usually Ni S square by 2 R square plus S square divided by 3 by 2, where A is the radius of the loop and R is the distance of point of observation from the center of the loop in its axis. But extra is important in case of a circular arc. What will be the magnetic field? Magnetic field will be mu 0 I by 2I alpha. Alpha is the angle subtended by the arc at the center in degree. I am showing you the picture of circular arc. This is the circle. Okay, this is the arc. This is the angle alpha in degree. Okay. These are the problems. So this is from electric energy and power. Okay, given the voltage, given the rating of bulb is 220 volt and 100 watt, so we can calculate power from the formula B square by R. Here we require to calculate the value of R, resistance, that is 484 ohm is the resistance provided by the bulb. In the second case, we can the bulb is connected to the a power supply of 160 volt, so that how much power it will consume you have to calculate with that formula P equal to V square by R by putting R equal to 484. Okay, but answer will not match in this case, so forget about this. You have to only put the formula and add the answer. Okay, then the theory related to this is Joule's law of heating. If heat H or Q is produced when an electric current I flows through a resistance R for time t is given by I square RT joule, B square by R into T or B by T. Okay, this electrical power by converted by the into heat is given by P power equal to heat or by T, I square R, B square by R equal to BI. Condition for maximum power output. Okay, this is what is the condition for maximum power output. In case of simple circuit containing a cell and an external resistance only, power output is maximum when R is made to R, that is capital R is made to smaller. Capital R is the resistance, external resistance, and smaller is the internal resistance, that is when external resistance of the circuit is made equal to the internal resistance of the cell. Okay, electric energy. What is the equal to the total work by the EMF source. SI unit of electric energy is joule, but normally we use watt hour, that is bigger unit kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour is called board of trade unit, that is value is 3.6 into 10 to the 6 joule kilowatt hour. The number of units consumed in 1 kilowatt hour is V in volt, I in ampere, T in hour by 1000. 1 kilowatt hour, that's why we had 1000 to calculate the number of units consumed. Okay, then we go to power transmission. We require to minimize the power transmission. So to require the minimized power transmission, the electric power should be sent at high voltage. We get this formula from PC equal to 1 by B square. So to minimize the power loss, the electric power should be sent at very high voltage. Mechanical properties of fluids, that is excess pressure. Okay, this is the question from excess pressure, that is mechanical properties of fluids. So in case of soap bubble, that or spherical film, the pressure difference between the inside and outside pressure is equal to 4 sigma by R. 4 sigma is the surface tension of the liquid. By intuition or by remembering only this formula, delta P is the change in pressure or pressure difference is equal to 4 sigma by R, inversely proportional to the radius of the soap bubble. That is, with increasing pressure, the radius will decreases. Radius decreases means increasing pressure. That is, negative sign must be attached. Only in option D there is a negative sign. So not calculating, we can pick the result. Okay, so sigma is the surface tension of the liquid, then change in pressure is inversely proportional to the radius of the subbubble under constant surface tension of the liquid. So with increase in the radius, we must get decrease in pressure, that is negative sign in case of percentage change. Okay, so only in option D there is a negative sign. Okay, what are the theory related to this? We get 50% decrease in the pressure. Okay, that's all. The theory related, what is the theory related? Excess pressure on a curved surface in general. In general, P concave minus P convex surface is equal to sigma equivalent to 1 plus R1 plus 1 plus R2. Then different cases will arise for a single spherical surface, that is in case of drops, cavities, air bubble in liquid. P inside minus P outside equal to sigma equivalent to 1 by R plus 1 by R equal to 2 sigma by R. But for spherical film, example in case of soap bubble, because it has two free surfaces, Pi minus P naught equal to 2 into sigma, not only sigma, but 2 sigma. That's why it is two free surfaces. So 4 sigma R. You have to remember these two formulas. For spherical surface, for single spherical surface is it 2 sigma R. For double spherical surface it is 4 sigma R. Okay. For single cylindrical surface, one radius will be infinite, so that the difference in pressure will be sigma by R. What is the extra theory? Extra theory is when an air bubble of radius smaller is at depth h below the surface of a liquid of densities rho and surface tension sigma, then the excess pressure is inside the bubble is 2 sigma by R. This is the pressure difference inside, and h rho g is the pressure exerted. Okay, h rho g, याद रखना, h rho g is the pressure exerted by liquid at height h. Next question from Young's modulus. We know that Young's modulus is stress by strain. Stress is of several types, strain is also several types. Stress is F by A and longitudinal strain is delta L by L naught. Delta L is a change in length, L naught is the original length. Okay, Young's modulus we can get from Hooke's law. Hooke's law is, what is Hooke's law? Hooke's law is stress is proportional to strain with a constant of proportionality. It is the modulus of elasticity. It may be the Young's modulus, the bulk modulus, or the shearing modulus. Okay, so Young's modulus, from this we can calculate the value of delta L. That is change in length. Change in length is given by F L naught by AY. AY is the area of the wire. We know that circular wire of area pi r square, and r is d by 2, so pi d square by 4 will give you 4 FL naught by pi d square y. Okay, d is the diameter of the wire. Okay, as per the question, copper and steel wire have same length, LC and L equal to LS, that is constant but same stretching force, and force is also same. F is equal to constant, pi is equal to constant. So delta L from equation 1 is inversely proportional to d square and Young's modulus y. Delta L is inversely proportional to d square and y. So delta LC means change in length in copper with respect to change in length in steel is equal to, you can calculate by this formula. Okay, so putting all this we can get it is 0.05, which is in option. It was marked as star. Okay, the theory related to this shearing modulus or modulus of rigidity is also same as that of Young's modulus, A by A by delta L by L. But here L is different. L is the height, delta L is the displacement of the face on which F is applied. This is the tangential stress. Okay, this is the tangential stress. Hydraulic stress or bulk modulus is stress by strain. delta P by delta minus delta V by V. Okay, this is important. This is important. Extra is important always. Work done or total energy stored in an elongated wire. Total energy stored in an elongated wire is half into F into delta or half into stress into strain into volume of specimen equal to half into stress is sigma, epsilon is strain, and volume of specimen. Okay, this is all. Okay, going to the next question. 19. This is from buoyancy. We know that Archimedes principle, the famous scientist Archimedes. A steel ball of radius 4 cm has mass given in air, but in liquid its weight changes. So from buoyant force of water is the weight difference in air and water. So buoyant force is the weight difference. याद रखना, buoyant force is the weight difference in air and water. So weight difference in air, weight in air is given, that is m into g. We can calculate mass given, g we know, small g you know, and weight in water is also given 8 Newton. So we can differentiate and calculate the buoyant force B equal to 4.5 Newton. What is the theory related? You need to calculate the specific gravity of a body or a ball. You need to calculate the specific gravity. We require the density of that body with respect to density of water. Specific gravity of the body is equal to density of the body divided by density of water. Okay, buoyant force is the upward force that water or any fluid exerts on a body whenever placed in it. Understand? The factors affecting the buoyant force. What are the factors that affect the buoyant force? The buoyant force increases with increase of volume submerged. The buoyant force increases with increase of the density of the liquid. The buoyant force increases with increase in the value of acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Then what is the extra? Extra is acceleration achieved by a ball when released at the surface of a liquid. Okay, is given by G minus capital B by M. Capital B is the buoyant force, M is the mass of ball. We know that if rho is the density of the ball and sigma is the density of liquid, then mass equal to volume into density, and buoyant force equal to B into rho into G. So acceleration is given by 1 minus sigma by rho into G. Okay, याद रखना this formula. Acceleration achieved by a ball when released at the surface of it. Moving to the last question. Speed of sound wave. Here Newton has applied a small entrustment or small involvement that changes the isothermal nature of bulk modulus into adiabatic nature by implementing gamma. Okay, gamma, what is gamma? Gamma is the specific heat of gas is equal to Cp by Cv. We know that velocity of sound wave in gas or air is V equal to K by rho under root, or K is equal to P, pressure. Okay, where K is the isothermal bulk modulus. Initially it was taken as isothermal bulk modulus, but Newton introduced it as adiabatic bulk modulus. So adiabatic is equal to gamma P by rho. K adiabatic is equal to gamma P by rho under root. This by after introducing gamma, we get the same result as that of the experiment. 332 meter per second in air. This is the velocity of sound in air. Okay, where gamma is the specific heat is equal to Cp by Cv and B equal to gamma RT by M. By manipulating these, we can calculate the value of what? P. Okay, RT rho by M. By putting this B, we can get B equal to gamma RT by M. Okay, These are the datas of gammas of various substances. Gamma is called 1.66 for an ideal monoatomic gas, 1.42 for diatomic gas, 1.33 for water vapor. Gamma is a factor. याद रखना, this point describes the whole problem. Gamma is a factor in adiabatic engine process and also in determining the speed of sound in gas. In two cases, though, gamma plays important role as an adiabatic process in case of adiabatic engine and sound velocity in air. Okay. What is theory related? Velocity of sound wave. We know that V equal to E by rho is the modulus of velocity depending upon the sound is moving in solids, liquids or gases. Then in case of solids, the E value will be Y, that is Young's modulus. In case of liquids, it will be K, that is bulk modulus. In case of gases, I don't know, sorry. In case of gases, U, that is also bulk modulus. Okay. What is the extra? Extra is the total energy being carried or reaching any point per unit area per second is 2 pi square f square a into b into 2. I have discussed earlier it. Okay. So at the end, I want to suggest you go through it, follow the extra part and also the theory related, remember the formulas, and I have given the numericals related to those formulas which I have given in theory. So try this, and I want to tell one thing, that share this video to those who are rigorously and preparing seriously for TET or TIT exams and any other exams. Thank you. Please like. Okay, bye.